Rossi, what's up, brother?
What's up, my dude? How we doing?
Nothing. We are here to talk Shinsuke Nakamura versus Seth Rollins, last man standing for the WWE World Heavyweight Championship. Real quick, I'm rapid fire questions here. What's your vibe check on Seth Rollins as World Heavyweight Champion?
I think it's been good. I mean, um,
Been since
he's
late
had
May.
he's
Yeah.
had fun matches. He's been the highlight of pretty much every PLE he's been on so far. Going back to the AJ match that won him the title. Everything's been good. Nothing's really been like match of the year candidates, but WWE doesn't put a ton of those together. Anyways, right? So I think that he's established Shinsuke a lot more in this feud. And Shinsuke has done some good heel work, and I like the direction there. As a whole, I think it's good. I think that we can start winding it down, though. Let's put it that way.
All right, cool. I think he's kind of become less interesting in a way as champion. I don't know. I think he's found a groove. He's obviously still over. I kind of dig the sympathy of the back they're giving him. Give him the out, perhaps to lose the championship and a cash in, or even to Nakamura. I doubt that, but we'll get into that. I just feel that it's like low key, he might outlast both of them too. But I don't know. I just feel like I'm ready for the next chapter of this reintroduction of the World Heavyweight Championship. I don't know if I see Seth Rollins in a WrestleMania level match as your World Heavyweight Champion. Um, Maybe I just don't see it. Not yet. I don't know if he's as hot as his reactions are, if that makes any sense. I know the play along, the sing along is fun. The matches have been stellar. Um, but I'm not sure he's as over as you would think. I'm curious what business would do with the belt jumping off of him, either to the Judgment Day with Damian Priest, or even Shinsuke Nakamura, or someone next, not included around this match or the briefcase. All right, before we veer off into the briefcase, let's talk Nakamura. You mentioned that Rollins has done a good job of kind of revamping him and getting him kickstarted again. I agree. I just don't know what the depth of where we can go with this character of Nakamura. I don't know if it's just like a highlight for Nakamura to kind of dip his toes in the main event scene, and then it's just I don't know if he has the depth to continue this character, as we've shown where in the past where he's kind of also been you know up high and kind of down low quicker than a quick hot feud like AJ Styles. After that, he's fucking around with the US title, and then he's IC champ in a tag team, tag champ, kind of floating around the mid card. So, I think legacy wise, I think it's cool for Nakamura to get this mini run as not a top heel, but in the, on the top tier main event heel scene on the Raw brand. But, what's your overall vibe with him?
I like him. I mean, I think that he's somebody that is probably. I mean, if he's ever going to be a world champion, it's now, right? And like this is kind of when. Well, I shouldn't say that, but it feels like he's kind of taken the stink that was kind of on him for a while. Of just like Shinsuke. If you look back at Shinsuke's like NXT run, it started out hot, wasn't that exciting, and that's not necessarily his fault. There's a lot of Bobby Roode there, which was just blah. And then you come up to the main roster, you get into the AJ feud, you turn heel. They've kind of just never really gotten full blown behind him. His heel work's been good. And it might just be what it is as far as getting him to the next level. And but where did he already hit his peak in this program? You know what I mean? Is it downhill from here? That's my thought here.
I don't know. I dig the subtitles, but I feel that it's just kind of lacks the overall depth of longevity in that spot. I feel like he would thrive with a manager, but I don't really know who the manager is. It feels like we're 2 to 3 decades too late for that one.
Yeah.
We fuck around a lot with Chronoso. I feel like the Shinsuke Nakamura of modern day would do great in 88, 89. You know, with
Yeah, short, quick matches. Not
Fuji,
that
Heyman,
he can
guys like
have
that.
long
You know?
matches, right? But it just doesn't. He's more exciting when it's the fast pace, like finish of the match thing. Right now, great as a tag team guy. Honestly,
Yeah, yeah, it's kind of his groove right now.
him and Boogs was the thing that got stopped before it really got going.
Him and Cesaro, even him and
Sami
Rusev back in
Zayn,
the
right?
day. Yeah.
That was pretty good. And then like the other thing too is like we talk about this match. Obviously, Rollins going, losing the title one way or the other, whether it's to the cash in or to Shinsuke, or hell, maybe even both, right? It makes me start thinking about War Games, right? And with War Games clearly feeling like it's going to be the Judgment Day against whoever, Sammy, Cody, KO, Rollins. Maybe that becomes 5-man and Shinsuke ends up on that side too. Because it was 5-on-5 in both last year. So that's kind of an interesting thing to think about. And if you're thinking about dragging this out for another month and a half, you're probably going to need to do something big, whether it's get the tag titles off of Judgment Day, have Judgment Day win the title, have Shinsuke win the title, something that kind of gets the feud feeling fresh again, because then you've just got the Saudi show to get through before you get there, and whoever wins the title can just rematch with Rollins there, and then before you know it, we're in War Games.
Yeah, I don't want to get too far on the War Games thing, but I assume that Judgment Day bloodline or mini bloodline alliance, or kind of nod of the tip of the hat, perhaps would lead to the November. But we'll get to that later.
Yeah, because Cena, I guess, is all looped in too. LA Knight is looped in, so there's a lot they can do.
They
It
get
just
lots.
feels, if they do that, what the hell's the rest of the show? You know what I mean? There's
Yeah,
just all the star power would be in one match.
yeah. But anyway, that's in 2 months, or in a month and a half. Anyways, briefcase. We've kind of danced around a little bit. Is it successful? Say we get it. Just say, I'm not going to ask you if yes or no. It's happening at Fastlane. Triple H says it's happening at Fastlane. Do they pull the trigger?
I don't know. I've got an idea with that.
All right,
If it
I got a
doesn't
quick
happen,
question for you. Who is more ready to be World Heavyweight Champion, Shinsuke Nakamura or Damian Priest?
I like the idea of both. But I'd say
Either
Shinsuke.
in a way. In a way, I can't say
Short,
either.
right? Like,
Yeah.
I have an idea in my head. I'm not ready to talk about it yet, but it's percolating around Survivor Series.
Okay.
And unsuccessful cash in because of somebody's return. But we'll talk about that later.
All right. So you don't think we're gonna get a cash in here, or do you think if
I
we're gonna
actually
get
don't.
do
I
you think we
think,
get like a red herring one where it's fake?
yeah. So, in thinking about Judgment Day, when they won the tag titles, it was when they were down in their luck, right?
Okay.
Now they're down in their luck again. Rhea's back on Raw. She's
Rhea's
blaming
back
Priest for
on Raw.
shit.
Gave him the
Dom just
riot
lost
act.
his title.
Yep.
Yep, Dom just lost his title. They're due for something to unify them, right? And there's two different ways to go with that. I think it's too easy to say Cody and Jay win the titles and then Priest cashes in. That almost feels too obvious, right? Because that's always been the Money in the Bank trope: is you lose early in the show, you cash in later, right? So I don't really know that that's all going to mesh. But then do you really want Judgment Day to retain the tag titles and then have Priest cash in? I don't know. I think if we get to a War Games and he still has the briefcase, the baby faces can win. The baby faces can still get beat down after the match, and then we could have a cash in. So I feel like it's happening in the next, I don't know, what do we say, 30 to 45 days or so. It could happen now. It could happen in Saudi. It could happen in Survivor Series. I tend to lean, if there's the War Games direction, they do it there to kind of give that Survivor Series big moment that's kind of been lacking in that program for that pay-per-view for a few years. So that's my idea. And I think, not let the cat out of the bag. What better way to bring back a a babyface CM Punk in Chicago than to help Seth Rollins.
Whoa.
And then he can go into a program with like Priest and Finn or something. Just throwing it out there.
All right, that's cute. All right, I would be surprised if Seth lost it. I think they've done a good job of building up the back injury as an out, but I still think it's an Achilles heel and kind of part of his personality, if that makes any sense, where he's kind of constantly able to draw sympathy due to it, kind of like HBK in his second run, really, where he, his matches were always, the heat was always in the back. You know what I mean? I think that's just something to add to Seth's game. I really would be shocked. I think we get the tease of a cash in. I think we get a lot of chaotic energy in this match. And I think at the end of the day, Seth survives Nakamura. Nakamura perhaps has a spot where he has Seth just to keep this going for a little bit longer. And then they have a Raw blow off where Seth finally beats him clean. I think Seth survives this one. And I think Priest doesn't get a cash in due to JD messing it up, due to Finn messing it up, or just something down that line of that, or we get like a big run in by KO or Sammy or just mayhem. I suspect a lot of smoke and mirrors in this match. So I'm good. I think Seth retains. What's your final prediction?
I'm going to say Shinsuke wins. Just because I feel like if we're ever going to do it, it's now, right?
I agree with that. Yep. But
I
just can't see it. I can't see it.
You can easily get the thing back on Rollins before Mania if that's where you want to go. If we're going to get to Rollins and Gunther, which they're starting to do on dark matches to kind of feel it out, that's clearly a setup for something down the road after Gunther loses the IC title. That feels like a Mania match. And if that's a Mania match, it should be after maybe Gunther wins the Rumble, right? So that's where I'm thinking is that if Rollins doesn't lose it here, there's still going to be a possibility in the next two shows. And he can still win it back for the Rumble or at the Rumble. And then, he's on the road to Mania there. I feel like they need to do something to shake up Raw. It's been good. Matches have been solid. In-ring's been good. But it's kind of repetitive, right? Jey Uso's kind of jumped in and helped it a little bit. But it's still kind of repetitive.
Judgment Day, Cody, Seth.
It's the same shit. Like, there's just different faces involved on the babyface side sometimes. But this is the time. If you're ever going to go with Shinsuke, it's now. And if he doesn't win this as the established heel, what does he have to feud with? You've already got Gunther ahead of him. You've got the Judgment Day ahead of him. You've got Drew McIntyre soon looking like he's going to be ahead of him on the heel side. So then at that point, maybe he becomes the trade to SmackDown. I don't know. But at the end of the day, I still feel like that's side to Cody. But I just feel like you look at the pecking order of the heel side of Raw, Shinsuke will easily fall to the 4th spot if he doesn't win it now. And like I said, it doesn't have to be a long run. But I'm going to go ahead and say he wins this. Maybe to be a contrarian, but I think it's possible.
Cool. All right. Interesting. All right. Well, we'll see. I say Rollins. You say Nakamura. I dig it. We'll see. Good stuff. All right, Mike. We'll see you on the next one.
All right. Later.